This is problem number 34 from the June 2014 Algebra Regents exam. In this question we've got a rectangular garden that's 12 by 16 meters and we want to have a walkway installed around it with the width of x meters as shown in the diagram. Together the walkway and the garden have a total area of 396 square meters. And of course we find area by multiplying this distance times this distance. And what we need to do is find an equation that could be used to find x, the width of the walkway. So let's call this distance our length, and this will be our width. The area would be if we multiplied those two distances together. Now, but we do know the total area is 396. Now, we need to find the length, and we know that this inner distance, the length of the garden, is 16 meters, and that it's being stretched a little bit longer this way by a distance of x, and this way by a distance of x as well, because that's our variable here that represents that distance. So the length is actually going to be 16 plus x, or in other words, 16 plus 2x. And then similarly, the width we could find by taking this distance of the garden, the 12 meters, and adding x going this way and another x going this way. In other words, 12 plus 2x. And so that's the first part of the question complete. We've got our equation. And then it also says to describe how your equation models this situation. Something that I would say, I just typed up here on the right hand side. So the area of the entire garden and walkway can be found by multiplying the total length by the total width. The length is 16 plus 2x because of the width of the walkway, x, is being added to the length of the garden twice, and similarly the width would be 12 plus 2x. I think that's a pretty solid explanation of how this equation models the situation. Now, for the final part of the question, we need to determine and state the width of the walkway in meters. Of course, we need to actually solve for x in this equation. And I'm kind of running out of space here, so I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay. Let's just go down to here. Okay, first thing we're going to do is get rid of these brackets by multiplying and using the FOIL method here. Multiplying all these guys together. And let's see what we get. 16 times 12, that's 192, plus 16 times 2x would be 32x, plus 24x, that's the 2 times 2x times 12, and then 4x squared. Next we can combine our x terms together, these guys here, and we'll get 56, so plus 56x. And then we want to get everything over to the same side of the equation, so we're going to subtract 396 like this. And we'll get 0 equals, and I'm actually going to put the 4x squared as the first term, plus 56x, and then 192 minus 396 is negative 204. Okay, now we just need to factor this. I notice all three of these terms have a common factor of 4. So I'm going to factor 4 out, and we'll get x squared plus 14x minus 51. Great, now let's try to see if we can factor this guy. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to get negative 51 and add to get us positive 14. And I think if we divide by 3 we get 17. Yeah, 17 and 3 would work as long as it's positive 17 and negative 3. Yeah, that works. And so that means x is going to equal 17 and x equals 3. But of course we need to think of in the context of this problem, we can't have a negative width, right? We're talking about the width of the walkway. So we'll need to actually ignore that value of x. X equals 3 is the one we're interested in. All right, And so I think we're done. So the width of the walkway is 3 meters. That's all for this video. Thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.